Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I have another subscriber requested video for you. So somebody recently asked me to do a fall video, but for indie scents. So I've got 6 different indie houses here that make incredible fall scents. Now, this video by no means encompasses all of the indie houses that I have tested, that I have samples from, that I love. Some houses that I absolutely love that you probably won't see that you won't see in this video is like Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, which my fragrance friend Susan has been sending me quite a few samples from recently, and I love. I've just fallen in love with them. House of Glory, I love them as well. I really love it. Indie for me is I think that they all do fall the best. That's usually when I like to do my indie house shopping, is in the fall. There are quite a few indie houses that I love that I won't be including in this video, but I do have 6 here and I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start with Alchemy because I love Alchemy scents, and I just feel like their fall scents are, they just do some of the most amazing fall scents. I've got quite a few fragrances from them because I always, for some reason, every time I get on their website, they're having some kind of really good sale, and I always end up with just amazing oils. One of the first ones that I picked up was this All Hallows Eve Alchemy from 2022. I'm pretty sure that they do an All Hallows Eve perfume every year. This one, I don't even remember. I can never remember what this one has in it, but I think it's got red vines and I don't know. I can never really remember. And that's the thing with indie scents. It's really hard for me to pick out notes because a lot of them either A, have just a ton of notes in them and it's really hard to pick anything out, or B, they're just pretty sweet scents. So again, I have a hard time picking, distinguishing anything. So yeah, that is one thing you'll see in this video is, unless it's a really distinct, pumpkin perfume or apple perfume or something like that, I have a hard time distinguishing notes in a lot of indie fragrances. But anyways, that's the first one. That's the 2022 All Hallows Eve Alchemy. I love it. This one, it's so funny because I've been having a ton of Game of Thrones content come up on my TikTok For You page out of nowhere. And I recently had a video come up that was the actor that played Jaime Lannister. I think his first name is Nick. Nick Waldo something. Nick, I don't know. He's Danish, so it's a last name that I can't pronounce. But anyways, because he's Danish, he was talking about his backyard and how I'm pretty sure he lives in LA, and he was talking about his backyard, and there was I don't know, it was kind of like a celebrity cribs type situation where he was talking to this person about his backyard and saying how much he really loved it because it just had a good feeling about it. And he was in Danish, we have a word for when something feels nice or feels good, and he said huga or something like that. I think that's how he said it. It's funny because that's what this perfume is called. I can't really say it. Huga, I think is how he said it. And it's funny because I can never remember how to say it, but since I saw somebody say it, now I should remember it. But I think that that's how he said it. He said it kind of like huga. Anyways, that's what this fragrance is called, and that's what it means. He said when something feels nice, or there's not really a direct translation for it in English. So this is probably my favorite fragrance that I've ever smelled from Alchemia. I love this. It's sweet and creamy. This has a very distinct almond note in it, and it is delicious. It's delicious. I love it. It's one of the most cozy fragrances ever. It is perfect for fall. Like this will take you from fall all the way to the end of winter. You can wear this anytime. I think I wore this in the middle of the summer because I just felt like wearing it. That's why it's out. It's been sitting out on my desk for months, since before we even moved. I love it. So that's that one. I think it's Huga, I think is how you say that. Somebody correct me if I'm still saying it wrong, but I'm pretty sure because I heard him say it. Okay, and the other one I have is a Christmas scent, but this one is the 2020 Yuletide Blessings, and they always do a Yuletide Blessings one. And this one is very similar to the Huga one, but this one has like a sweet berry note, but almost like a cranberry, yeah, almost more of like a cranberry, like a jammy berry note in it. Oh my gosh, it is delicious. I love Alchemy oils. I find them to be incredibly affordable, and I love their fall and Christmas oils. And I think that that's why I always get these on sale, because I always just happen to look at, like, I'm the only crazy person that's still shopping for fall oils when it's like spring and summer. So I got these for all like a really good price, because these are the kinds of oils that I want to buy all year. And I guess that I just bought them off season. So anyways, that is the first indie house. That is Alchemia, and they just make some of the most amazing fall and winter scents. I just think that that's when indie houses shine, though, in my opinion, is in the fall. Okay, the next house we're going to talk about is Coco Pink. I only have one full bottle from Coco Pink because I really have had a hard time with the performance of a lot of these fragrances, which is why I've never bought another full bottle, or why I haven't bought another full bottle quite yet. Yeah, the full bottle I have is their dupe of Indult Tahoda. If Dua ever gets their dupe for Tahoda back in stock, I'm gonna order it immediately. Because it actually lasts really long. The one that I've got, the Coco Pink one, doesn't. My fragrance friend Susan said she also likes the fragrances from Coco Pink, but she has a problem with the performance of them as well. So take that and do with it as you will, but I still love this scents that they have. They have one of the most like extensive gourmand scent lists that I've ever seen, and their fragrances are just chef's kiss. They're so good. One of my absolute favorite scents from them is called Cinderella's Carriage, and it is so delicious. This is basically like vanilla cake, vanilla frosting, but without smelling juvenile. It's so delicious. These are all oils too, I believe, the ones that I've got. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna leave these out, and I'm gonna test them out again and see if maybe, since a lot of these are pretty old now, I've had these samples for years at this point, so hopefully some of these have aged. Because if it takes them 2 or 3 years to age to a point where they will actually last on me, I don't care. I'll buy them and I'll let them sit for 2 or 3 years if that's what I have to do. But if they just never perform, then I just won't buy full bottles of them. But yeah, Cinderella's Carriage is beautiful. I forget what the notes are in this one. I do know it's got a ton of vanilla in it. It smells kind of like Indult Tahoda, but if you added like a little bit of a cakiness to it. That's what Cinderella's Carriage smells like. It's so delicious and beautiful. So there's that one. We've got Bonfire Pumpkins. I wore this one last year, and this one actually lasted a good long time, but there was I don't know, this one went a little bit weird on my skin. But I think that if you had skin chemistry that this one was good with, this one actually did last a good long time on me. I remember, and doesn't that always happen when something doesn't smell good on you? It takes forever to wear off. That's what I remember about this one. It was, gosh, I think it lasted a good like 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, this one's really nice because it's not sweet. It's like like bare bones kind of pumpkin puree with like a slightly woody, smoky kind of situation. It's really nice, but just not nice on me. We've got this one called October in Umbria. This one is really beautiful. This one is more of like a perfume. This is less of a gourmand and more of like a kind of a perfumey perfume. Yeah, this one, I loved this one because it's definitely very fall-like, but it also has a kind of like a slight vintage perfume aspect to it. And I love this one. I think this one's gonna be, this is aged like crazy because this is not even the same color that it was when I first got it. I forget what this one has in it, but I feel like this one had like fall leaves and berries, and this one's not overly sweet. It's got a little bit of a perfumey aspect to it, like a berry, kind of like a, ooh, I don't know, kind of like a slight musky berry. There's some kind of a floral in it. It's beautiful. It reminds me of like a really, really beautiful, rich, slightly vintage perfume, but that doesn't, I don't know, that doesn't smell like a mature vintage perfume, if that makes sense. This one's hard for me to describe, but it's really beautiful, and I have a feeling that this one's really gonna perform well. This one's crazy. I can't believe how dark it's gotten. And then the last one I pulled from Coco Pink is Myrrh Coffee. This is one of my favorite fragrances. Yeah, see, the Cinderella's Carriage is almost, it just doesn't last a super long time. I need to layer it over some lotion though and like spray it all over. Myrrh and Coffee is one of my favorite scents that I've tried from Coco Pink. Oh my gosh, this one is so stunning because it's just very slightly sweet. This one is like if you had just a plain, like milky latte and then added just like a tiny bit of myrrh to it. That's what Myrrh and Coffee smells like. The myrrh isn't overpowering at all. It's mostly like a milky coffee scent, but with like a touch of myrrh. It's beautiful, not sweet at all. Very much like fall in a bottle, just really cozy, beautiful. I love this one. I did wear this one last year as well. It didn't perform super well. I think I got maybe a couple hours out of it. I'll leave these out and I'll test them all and I'll put them in a what I wore last week video and I'll let you know. I'm just praying that some of these Coco Pink scents start performing a little bit better for me because they really are one of my favorite indie houses. I just think that they do gourmands and they have one of the most extensive gourmand lists I've ever seen. So I just really want to find some scents that work, like that perform so that I can buy some full bottles. But anyways, that one is called Myrrh Coffee. It's gorgeous. Okay, next, I only pulled one from this Siren Song Elixirs. I've got a ton though. What I love about Siren Song is they've got like a whole Game of Thrones line, which I've got plenty. I've got quite a few from. I've got the Jaime one, which is funny. I just talked about him. I've got the Khaleesi, the Jon Snow, the Lady Sansa. I've got a bunch from the Game of Thrones collection, and they're really, really cool. Like they're just super fun fragrances. I've also got one from the Labyrinth collection. They have a Labyrinth collection. This one's called As the World Falls Down. I think I've got another one too from that collection. This one's called Black Widow's Kiss. Oh, I forget how good some of these are. This one is like it's kind of like a slightly sweet, actually pretty sweet, fluffy, very slightly powdery musk. Clean. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. This is my favorite one that I found from this house though. And they do still have it. I got all of these samples from Siren Song probably like 4 years ago. So the fact that they still have this Hocus Pocus fragrance is amazing because it's probably my favorite one. This is beautiful. It reminds me a little bit, we're gonna talk about CJ scents. It reminds me a little bit of one of my CJ scents pumpkin scents, but it's very, very different. It's very much its own scent. It's sweeter, it's lighter. It's kind of like a sweet, light, spiced pumpkin scent. It's got a thinness to it. I know that's gonna sound weird, but it's got like it's hard to explain. It's like a heavy pumpkin fragrance, but that has a thinness to it that makes it not be super, super heavy. It's got a sweetness to it too, and it's the pumpkin that's got a sweetness to it. A lot of the time, the pumpkin isn't what's sweet. There are other sweet notes with the pumpkin, but in this one, it smells like it's the pumpkin that's actually sweet. So it's like sweet pumpkin and spices, maybe like a touch of like wine or some kind of a booze. It's really beautiful. This one, in fact, I just wore this. When I pulled these out like maybe a month and a half ago, I wore this in the dead of the heat. I didn't even care. And I loved it. It's so beautiful. It wore beautifully. I immediately got on and checked to see if they still had this or if it's seasonal. I don't think it's seasonal. I think you can get this one all year round. So that one is from Siren Song Elixirs, and that one's called Hocus Pocus, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful like fall, like Halloween scent. Okay, next we have solstice scents. Now, I was just talking to my fragrance friend, Christine, and she was saying she loves Siren Song. She really does talk about Siren Song all the time. She keeps up with their releases. She seems very familiar with the catalog in general. She sent me a really beautiful full bottle of, I forget what it's called. It's like a floral perfume though, and it is beautiful. It's very vintagey smelling, very natural smelling. It is so stunning. My favorite time of year for Siren Song is in the fall. I haven't shopped since I picked all of these up though. Like 4 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 4 years ago. But this year I got the email saying that fall scents are coming soon, and I was like, heck yes, I cannot wait. I think I'm definitely gonna put in an order this year. So anyways, all I have are fall scents because it's my favorite. That's when I order. The first one I have is called Gibbons Mischief Night. This is delicious. This has a very, very prominent chocolate note in it. So this is what I would consider a chocolate perfume. Yeah, it's kind of like a slightly nutty. Oh my gosh, it's so good on skin, and it's so much better on skin than it is in the roller. Yeah, it smells like chocolate and candy. You can smell kind of like fruity, sweet candy in the background. And then this really yummy, like powdery chocolate. It's so yummy. This is one that can be worn on its own. I have layered this with vanilla before, and it is delicious. This is just, it's kind of like one of those fragrances that's just like a staple. And this is a Halloween fragrance for me. This smells like Halloween in a bottle. It smells like a kid just got home, dumped out their Halloween candy bag, and they're like, you know, ooh, I want to eat fruity candy first, and then they eat through some fruity candy, and then they're like, ooh, I'm ready for some chocolate, and then they start eating some chocolate. That's what this perfume smells like the act of a kid doing that. So I love it. It's a super fun scent, very like whimsical Halloween smelling. So that one is called Gibbons Mischief Night, and it is stunning. Next we have Foxcroft Fairgrounds. I love this one because this is a more kind of grown up fall scent. This is just beautiful. In fact, this one almost smells nostalgic to me because there's something about this fragrance that smells like real life. This has an earthiness to it in the base. It's a really beautiful, almost like a soil. It's the same kind of earthy kind of dirt note that you get in Untamed Chocolate Earth. It's this really beautiful, like grounding kind of earthy soil note. But there's also, it's like a sweet, I don't know, it's interesting. It's like a sweet kind of fair scent too. I think this has got apple in it if I remember correctly. Maybe, I don't really remember. It might have some like cotton candy, funnel cakes. I don't remember what the notes are, but it's beautiful because it's like a combination of kind of like a typical fairground fall scent, but with this really beautiful earthy note in the base. This is just one of those scents. This screams solstice scents to me. This smells like the house to me. When I think of solstice scents, I think of Foxcroft Fairgrounds because this is kind of like what they're known for. So anyways, that is Foxcroft Fairgrounds. Next we have White Fox. Christine actually sent this one to me. This one's beautiful too because, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I love this one too. This has got, she sent me this one and then she sent me a, oh my gosh, this one is fantastic. She also sent me a body spray, or it's a body glaze, I forget what they're called, body glace or something, called Snowshoe Pass, which is the most beautiful, unique vanilla. This one is so, I don't even know how to explain this one to you because it is so unique. I don't even know. This one is very, very light. This is very ethereal smelling. It smells like it's got fantasy notes in it, like it's got like powdery snow, almost like a petrichor note. It's very, very slightly sweet. There's something very, very slightly almost metallic smelling, but it's not. I hate a metallic note. It's not metallic in the way that most yucky metallic notes smell. This one is just, it's amazing. I forget how awesome this one is until I smell it again, and then I'm like, holy cow, it's so conceptual smelling. And in fact, I think that when Christine and I were talking about them, she was saying that how she loves solstice scents because they are such a conceptual house. They do make so many fragrances that are very conceptual. And sometimes when you do that, they're less wearable, but this is one of those that they definitely got it right. It's conceptual, but it's very, very wearable. It's beautiful. It's really, really stunning. So that one is called White Fox. Next, we've got Smokewood Apiary. This is a gorgeous, oh my gosh, this is a gorgeous honey scent. Oh my gosh, this almost smells like creamed honey. If you've ever had creamed honey, that's what this smells like. It is beautiful. It smells like whipped cream, like whipped creamy honey. There's definitely some kind of a floral in here, but it's very light. It's a really beautiful, light, like whipped honey kind of scent. It smells really creamy and beautiful. It's stunning. So that one is Smokewood Apiary. I feel like I'm taking forever. Like this is going to be a really long video. This next one, this is one of my favorites. I love this. I pull this out usually. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, I didn't realize I'd used so much of this, but I have used this a ton. So I am not surprised because this is one that I will wear this to bed a lot. This is one that I pull out every single fall and I wear it a lot and I love it. I did not realize I'd worn so much. I've only got about a quarter of this left, right where my finger is. It's like, wow, it's running super low, but that's okay. I love it. I'll definitely repurchase it. This one is so good. I don't even really know how to explain this one except that this one is kind of very slightly incensey. It's a little bit sweet. It's a little tiny bit powdery. I'm pretty sure this one has some vanilla in it. It's super, super warm. This is the one that I wear the most, obviously. Like, this is crazy how I did not I had no idea that I had gone through that much. I had never even paid attention. And I would say that maybe it's like evaporation, but no, because no, none of my other ones have evaporated. These are all still completely full. I mean, as full as like, you know, where I've worn them down to. This is crazy though. But yeah, this is really beautiful. This one reminds me a little bit of another fragrance that they have called Witch's Cottage, which I love. It's a really like homey, it's a really homey scent, really beautiful, like a homey fall scent. So anyways, that one is called Conjure. Okay, on to Sucre Bay. I have so many fragrances from Sucre Bay. I had to just pull like a few. You guys can see I have a whole bag of Sucre Bay scents and I love them. And they live out because, yeah, I need to love on them. One of my most favorite fragrances, maybe my favorite, I think this one might actually be my most favorite fragrance from Sucre Bay, is called Strangeling. This is a vanilla scent, but this has got, oh my gosh, it's got booze in it. I think it's cognac. So this is like, and I would say honestly the cognac is the star of the show. So I would actually say that this is probably more of like it's kind of like a vanilla cognac perfume is what I would say it is. I think it might have some, I don't know, like a dragon's blood, or yeah, I think maybe like a dragon's blood note, but it's like a vanilla cognac is what it is. I think it's a little, I do think it's a little misleading to call it a vanilla, really, because it's so boozy, because the cognac is so much more prominent than the vanilla is. Yeah, I would say it's more of like a vanilla cognac scent. It's beautiful though. It's like fall in a bottle. I pulled Oddling out as well, though this could be worn in the fall. This is a coconut scent and it could be worn in the fall for sure, because this is more of like this is like a buttery coconut. It's a really, really dense, sweet, buttery coconut scent. Yeah, perfect in the fall. It is stunning. Actually, I would say Oddling is probably my favorite, because I think I like Oddling just a touch more than Strangeling even. It's so beautiful and decadent smelling. It is stunning, and it has aged so beautifully. Like the color of the liquid has deepened up so much, and it's just stunning. I'm pretty sure this has got like a coconut, it's got a coconut CO2 note in it, and I'm pretty sure it's got a butter CO2 note in it as well. So it's really, really decadent smelling. It is absolutely stunning. I pulled out this one called Sky Puppy. It's got a bat on it, and I just think that is so cute. I love bats, so Sky Puppy is like the perfect name for him. I have no idea what is in this, but it's really beautiful. Sucre Bay can make some really, really conceptual smelling fragrances too. They have one, I think it's called the Alchemist, and it is such an amazing scent. It is very, very conceptual smelling. It's very similar to the White Fox scent from Solstice Scents. It's that kind of a scent where it's got, I don't even know, it's got like a paper note in it or something. It's a very cool scent. Okay, next I pulled out this one here called Pear Tree. This one is stunning, and this smells like fall in a bottle to me. It smells like a fresh ripe pear with a bit of a booziness to it. And it's a little bit spiced. It's beautiful. One of the most stunning pear scents I think I've ever smelled, ever. It is beautiful. Anytime I think of pear, this is the first scent that I think of, because it is just one of the most beautiful pear scents I've ever smelled. So that one is called Pear Tree. And they also come out with like collections for the different holidays. This is from a Halloween collection. This one is called Pumpkin Pie. It's beautiful. It's stunning. It's yummy. It's like a creamy pumpkin scent. And then we have Hocus Pocus, which is, ooh, I don't even know what is in this. It smells like dried florals and candy is exactly what it smells like. Dried florals and candy. It smells beautiful. So that one is Hocus Pocus. Okay, and then last but not least, we have CJ Scents, and I can't wait to see what she does for the fall too, because I love CJ Scents and I love the fall fragrances the most. She does pumpkin so good. So the first one is pumpkin tobacco. You guys can see how much I wear these. I love that these are, I'm pretty sure these are 1/2 ounce bottles, which I really like. I would much rather buy a less expensive 1/2 ounce bottle than have to get a huge bottle of something. Now, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for me to buy bigger bottles because I go through these scents like rather quickly. I think I've had these for 2 years, maybe like 2.5, I think just 2 years actually, because I think I was living in Landrum when I bought these. But anyways, pumpkin tobacco is beautiful. I think this is the one with the blood orange note in it. Pumpkin, it's got tobacco in it. It's beautiful. This one is like, this is a pumpkin scent that doesn't smell like a pastry. It's not super gourmand. It doesn't smell like a treat. It's got a sweetness to it, but it's really grounded. It doesn't smell, it's not like overly sweet or overly gourmand. It's really beautiful. It's warm and it smells like the fall, but without, smelling like a treat. It's gorgeous. So that is pumpkin tobacco. This one she sent over to me last year. This one is called Pumpkin's Night Out, and I don't have quite as big of a dent in this one because this one just came last year. I love this one. Yeah, I love this one because this is another one that it's so beautiful. This one has a really beautiful brightness in the top, and you do get like a sweet pumpkin, but it's a clean sweet pumpkin. It's not overly spiced, it's not overly creamy. It's like a clean sweet pumpkin that as it dries down on your skin, it starts to really warm up. Yeah, like a clean, sweet, warm pumpkin. It's not overly gourmand. You're not gonna smell, again, like a pastry or like a pumpkin pie or anything like that. This one is great for people that you want to smell like fall and you want a pumpkin scent, but you don't want something that's super overly gourmand. I think this has got some kind of a booze note in it too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this has got some kind of a booze note in it. It's beautiful. This is like a grown-up pumpkin scent. It's stunning. So that one is called Pumpkin's Night Out. And then the last one is Boo. This one is like my ride or die. This is one of those scents that I crave this fragrance all the time, like all year. I've already worn this twice in the past like month and a half, I think. I just love this one. This is like your typical creamy pumpkin. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. This one is, I don't know, you almost get a little bit of like a woodiness to it. Yeah, you almost get like a warm kind of woodiness. This one, it's really, really beautiful. The warmth in this one is gorgeous. You almost get the warmth of like cinnamon, but without it being overly spicy smelling. It's beautiful. I love it. I just wore this because I will wear this in the dead of summer. Sometimes I will crave this in the dead of summer when it's like 95 degrees out and I do not even care. I will wear it. It actually wears beautifully in the heat. So gosh, Pumpkin's Night Out. It's funny because I almost get like a slight tea note on my skin. Yeah, almost like a kind of a slight, I don't know, tea-like. I don't think it's got any kind of tea in it, but it does something tea-like on my skin. It's beautiful. But anyways, those are CJ Scents, and I can't wait to see what the fall lineup is gonna look like for CJ Scents. They are beautiful. I've got tons of other samples from CJ Scents too, and I don't think I've ever smelled a bad fragrance from CJ Scents. She also sent, I think when I ordered the pumpkin tobacco and Boo, she sent a sample of a fragrance called Scorched Pumpkin, and Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I've got that sample too. I wore half of that sample last year, and then, or maybe she sent it when she sent Pumpkin's Night Out. I can't remember, but I just remember she sent something called Scorched Pumpkin, and I wore half the sample last year, and it was stunning. It's another pumpkin scent that's not like overly sweet. It's definitely like a grown-up pumpkin scent. But anyways, you guys, those are some of my favorite fall scents from indie houses. I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.